So this is part 3 of our study on Joel and the trumpets with the seven thunders. And I was starting to talk about the insects in Joel. And one of the first things that I found in studying Joel back in 2013 and 2014 was that there were two prophetic patterns with these insects. So on this line upon line, I put or placed the insects from Joel 2:25. This was the second pattern that I saw. I'm not going to present that now, but I do want to point out that these insects in Joel 2:25, I believe, go from the time of 9/11 up here down through the close of probation, Sunday law, and that the promise in Joel 2:25 is that God says that he will restore the years that these insects have worked their destruction upon God's people. Now, if you want to study the other line of insects, they're found in Joel 1 verse 4. I may present about these later, but right now it's just important to notice that there are many prophetic patterns or fractals in the book of Joel, and you can't always lay them each line upon line until you study all of them and use the seven thunders for the whole foundation of that. And so it's also important in studying this to understand the seven thunders from 1798 to October 22, 1844. So I want to come back down here and point out a couple of other things. In Numbers 10 verse 7, it talks about the priests blowing the trumpets. And I see or believe that in this pattern that the priests are actually blowing the trumpets from 1989 through the close of probation, the second coming. So, but they actually didn't start until 9/11. Or just before that. So real concerning that the leaders did not hear the call or understand it, did not blow the trumpet at 1989. So then I want to come back to the seven thunders. This is when I understand the seven thunders are occurring prophetically. And then I want to go to here and point something out. Numbers 10 verses 11 through 12, it talks about the cloud moving, and it moved them from the tabernacle or sanctuary, led them out of the journey, in a journey out of the wilderness into a rest that occurred in Paran. And this occurred on the 20th day of the second month of the second year. I have a whole study on this. I'll be doing this. But with the cloud moving, I want to call us back to one thing that's the most important thing to remember with the trumpets. And that's that when the cloud moves with the sanctuary, we are to keep our eyes upon what Jesus is doing in the book of Hebrews, what he's doing in the sanctuary in heaven, and watch these events as we watch for his second coming. And that's what this is all about. Watching, being awake and aware and ready to see Jesus.